So we want to thank you. We will be supporting this bill.
Sue Moroney.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm reminded of thinking back to 2012 when I had the privilege of being outside the Employment Court in Auckland waiting for Christine Bartlett to join us to go for her first day in court for this historic settlement that we are celebrating today. And I remember being there with a whole lot of other women and the sisterly comradeship while we waited for Christine to turn up. I had never seen her before, actually, at that point. I had a big bunch of flowers for her from the Women's Caucus, Labour Women's Caucus, because we were so excited about that beginning of that journey. And I still remember, Christine, when you walked around the corner and suddenly there were TV cameras in her face, there were flashes going off, and I saw the look on Christine's face of, oh my goodness, what have I got myself in for? And it was just wonderful to be able to step forward and to put some flowers into your arms. And I saw you relax at that moment where you went, oh, okay, flowers, I can do this. And it was so remarkable to watch that journey from 2012. And of course, the journey's gone for decades before that as well. And as I stand here today, I want to think that Kate Shepherd would be pretty pleased with what we're debating here, that Kate Shepherd and the suffragettes and all the women who have come between that time to say that it should be the type of thing that we're debating in this House is actually happening today. I want to pay a tribute to all of those women who have been involved in this journey in those decades. I want to pay a tribute to the unions, to ETU in particular, but I still can't quite get used to that. I'm going to say the Service and Food Workers Union, because that's my old union, and just say, you know, that was the union that actually said, yes, we're going to test this, we're going to take this case, and we're going to test that Equal Pay Act of 1972. And they were very wise, they took Peter Cranny with them, who has got a very fine record in bringing about amazing settlements, amazing decisions, I should say, in courts that have made a real difference to New Zealand workers and, importantly, to their families. Because what we are debating here today, and actually it's great that there's no debate, we're all saying this is fantastic, but the real outcome of this is not just women workers, but women workers and their families. And I also am waiting to hear the apology from that government for the families that they have left in poverty because they repealed in 1991 the Pay Equity Act of 1990 that was brought in by the previous Labour government, and as an act, the first act of vitriol of the incoming National Government in 1991, they repealed that act. If they had not repealed that act, then there would have been decades of women and their families who would have already benefited from this. And New Zealand would look like a better country, the better country that it can be and should be. So I hope this is the beginning of putting that right. But Michael Woodhouse is right. We have got some way to go. Mr Speaker, my voice is about to give out on me, so I want to conclude by recognising that this has been a journey that has involved a lot of women and some men, some very brave men and some very principled men who have joined us in this battle to say it's not okay to undervalue women's work because it happens to be women who perform that work. And today is the beginning of us starting to get this right. But we've got a battle coming up ahead with that next bit of legislation to make sure that other women workers can benefit as well, that the work that they do is valued for the skill that is involved, for the grunt that is involved in their work, that what they bring to their labour, that their toil and sweat will actually be valued, not on the basis of gender, but on the basis of the work that they do and the value that it represents. Well done to everyone who's been involved in this. Let's keep this going.
Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a great